This chart shows the streaming performance of leading television programs in 2025, and right at the top is WWE with 525 million hours consumed. After debuting on Netflix, their flagship show, Raw, sat on the global top 10 list for 47 out of 52 weeks. That massive viewership translated into a Netflix broadcast deal worth $500 million a year. This scale was made possible by the strategic merger between WWE and the UFC to form a new parent company known as TKO Group Holdings. The physical manifestation of this evolution sits in Stamford, Connecticut. The company's global headquarters operates as a massive, highly polished corporate engine. Wall Street analysts now categorize the company alongside blue-chip media firms, citing its $1.7 billion annual revenue and highly predictable growth. Over the last few decades, a private family business has been reconstructed into a highly insulated media entity worth over $9 billion. If you look back at the 1990s and early 2000s, the brand carried a very different reputation. It was widely viewed as a chaotic carnival business, burdened by public federal steroid trials and television segments that relied heavily on shock value. During what became known as the Attitude Era, they drove massive television ratings using explicit, rebellious characters like Stone Cold Steve Austin. That approach captured a massive audience, but it also made the brand toxic to conservative corporate advertisers. Behind the scenes, the company faced an existential crisis. The federal government had indicted CEO Vince McMahon on steroid-related charges, and the promotion faced mounting criticism over how it managed the health and safety of performers it legally classified as independent contractors. Winning over the world's most risk-averse tech giants required a complete internal overhaul. They had to systematically sanitize both their corporate culture and their on-screen product. The catalyst for that overhaul arrived in November 2005. The sudden death of popular performer Eddie Guerrero from acute heart failure triggered a severe public relations crisis, drawing intense scrutiny to the physical toll the industry took on its workers. 3 months later, WWE implemented the Talent Wellness Program. This established a comprehensive screening process for drug abuse, cardiovascular health, and brain function. By medicalizing the roster, the company could mitigate public backlash and protect its most valuable human investments. The on-screen product was cleaned up next. In 2008, the company transitioned to a TV PG rating. They eliminated intentional bleeding, toned down the violence, and removed explicit storylines to create a family-friendly environment that successfully attracted major blue-chip sponsors. Management fully embraced the sports entertainment label, openly acknowledging the product was scripted to secure total ownership of their intellectual property. They refined how storylines were delivered, using video packages and giant stadium screens to dictate exactly who the crowd should cheer. By medicalizing the roster and scripting audience reactions, the company turned its volatile live spectacle into a standardized, reliable television asset. However, the internal culture still required a modern upgrade. Long-standing family management remained in place, even as financial ambitions expanded into the global market. That changed in August 2020 by hiring former talent agent Nick Khan as president. He immediately began replacing decades-long company loyalists with external efficiency experts. Management pruned massive middle management layers, grouping the entire business into 3 clean segments: media, live events, and consumer products. This lean structure immediately paid dividends, paving the way for a billion-dollar licensing agreement that shifted U.S. streaming content exclusively to Peacock. When severe personal misconduct scandals involving Vince McMahon broke a year later, this newly hardened corporate framework held firm. The board of directors successfully navigated his forced resignation without derailing the company's financial momentum. By prioritizing corporate efficiency over legacy relationships, the new leadership team removed the company's reliance on its founders. The promotion became a self-sustaining institution. Today, the product broadcasts globally in high definition, generating massive arena revenues and dominating social media engagement 52 weeks a year. This steady output is incredibly valuable in the modern streaming economy. Platforms are currently fighting massive subscriber cancellation rates, a problem known as churn. To keep users paying month after month, streaming services need live, weekly events that demand immediate viewing. WWE provides a specific solution. It generates the exact same high-stakes engagement as live professional sports, but with one critical advantage. The company completely scripts the outcomes and legally owns the characters. If a star athlete in a traditional sport gets injured or leaves for another team, the broadcast suffers. Here, writers simply pivot the storyline to a new character they already own, merging the massive reach of a live athletic broadcast with the strict intellectual property control of a Hollywood studio. By shedding its erratic origins and strictly regulating its governance, the company built an infinitely scalable content engine. It is a business model so resilient that tech giants are now paying $5 billion over 10 years to secure its future.